Hello everyone, and welcome to a little bit of a catch-up review. How was your 2017? Mine was pretty great. I did all sorts of crazy stuff, and I also got all sorts of crazy CDs, and unfortunately, I haven't gotten the time or the patience to actually open up any of these CDs. I've wanted to, but half the fun for a fellow like me of buying a CD is to get to delve in and do a full scale review of the product that you're getting. So as you'll notice here, the camera's pulled back a little bit. I got a box of Family Circle here, and in that box of Family Circle, instead of having all your favorite McVitie's biscuits for Christmas time, I've got all sorts of CDs in roughly reverse chronological order from when I've bought them. I believe reverse chronological order is the one I'm looking for. I think that's correct. If it's not, I'll be sure to look it up after the fact when I'm putting this shit together. So we are going to be going through rather a few CDs. I've got my little knife here beside me. I'm going to be cracking the plastic open on. I have 6 set up. I might end up splitting this video if it goes way too long, which it just might. So, without further ado, let's dive right into the first weirdest of the 6 CDs I'm going to be going through. It'll get increasingly normal as we go back the way, but this is one of the stranger ones. There's a group of fellows by the name of Russian Circles. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, Ty, what the fuck's going on? Where's the trash? We came here for trash. This is a brand of trash. It's a special brand of trash. It's ambient post rock. And see, what I'm confused about, right, is that the genre of post rock, it is about as up one's own arse as one could imagine. So I don't know if it's necessary to put the word ambient before post rock, because post rock itself may describe instrumentation that would be typical of rock, but with the added special bonus addition of not having any fucking words to it. And that does certainly describe this Russian Circles album. It's called Guidance. It's one of the more recent ones. I think it's the 2016 one. And it is, from what I've listened to of it online, not of the CD, it is still, as you can see from the reflection, wrapped in the plastic. We're going to amend that real quick. It's really good. It's strange, not really not the usual foray of shit I'd listen to, but I really like it. It's sort of nice, heavy instrumentation, a lot of drums, a lot of really like banging drums. I would recommend. I'd recommend Stations actually if you're going to listen to an album. Don't listen to this one. This is good as well. Don't get me wrong. This one is pretty good of the tracks that I've actually listened to on it, but so I struggle with the plastic. hope you enjoy watching a man not know how to open plastic, because we got a shit ton of these to go through. But yeah, Stations was the one I started off on, and it's really quite good. Roaring reviews for Guidance from the sort of people who would listen to this crap have claimed that it is the best of these Russian circular fellows. The best that they've done. I don't know. I've not listened to everything that they've done. But the real proof of how good an album is or is not, as you should well know, here's your ASMR tingles for the day, is what sort of quality of CD have they provided. Now, this is quite an interesting one. You might think from looking at this that this isn't your typical. It's got the kind of a cardboard. Ooh, I fucking knocked the camera. That's going to ruin everything. It's got the kind of cardboard look to it. You can tell it's not like a jewel case. It's sort of a hybrid, which in and of itself is quite interesting. I don't think the texture on this one is a little bit funny. I'd be hard pressed to say what sort of material it is now. It's certainly not like the way you get like film sound. Let me see if I've got one actually over here. I recently reshuffled the CD collection storage, so. Give me fruit. Here we go. Fruit is not a soundtrack, but I think you got to go back to your roots. You got to go back to your fruits to see for comparison. Now, Marina here, lovely Marina. As you can see, there's a sort of a flaying on the corner there because it's somewhat of a more base level of cardboard, like it's cardboard through and through. Wonderful album, but in terms of structural integrity, bit hit and miss. Now, when you compare that with Guidance, you've got as we'll get into a little bit, there seems to be like a core of solid clear plastic there, which lends itself better to the actual makeup of the box holding up, and it's kind of almost like a waterproofy texture. It's pretty good though. We'll talk covers here for a second. I I'm dancing around it because I'm not really sure what to say. It seems to be a recurring theme. There's a kind of a military vibe in a lot of the covers I've seen for Russian Circles stuff. This one is no different, but the image is sort of hyper zoomed in. This fellow doesn't look very happy to be here. I'm going to be honest. I wouldn't be if I were him either. Seeing all these military personnel walking away doing their business. And notice there's one guy kind of looking at the camera there. He should probably be marching in step a little bit more, although based on his uniform, he looks to be a bit more official. Certainly than this man here, who kind of has the garb of a chef, or I suppose the military barber, perhaps. You know, everybody needs a barber, even our boys out in the field. Now, real kind of a sepia tone. There's no colors I can talk about. It's nice. I like this cover. It's the sort of thing that you can imagine seeing in like a frame, or like not necessarily a frame you'd hang on a wall, but if you had, say, albums, you know, framed alongside one another. Some people do it with vinyl. I don't think it's as common in this country with CDs. Although strangely, I was in Poland recently, and first of all, to talk about Poland for a second, surprisingly into their jazz. I'm guessing it's to do with the whole like World War II sort of underground jazz club thing, that it is sort of the subversive media of musical genres. But yeah, so I was really surprised about how much jazz they has. But even more surprising than the jazz they has is when you go into a CD shop there, they got like little CD sized like frames, like in. I don't know if I have any pictures of it. If I do, I'll try and splice one in. If I don't, I'll just have to work off of my vague description. But it's like, how would you describe it? It's like, oh yeah, it's kind of like fucking those poster like displays that they have in shops sometimes. Like when you're buying posters and you want to see what they look at, they've got like frames with the poster in them, and you can leaf through them. They got those, but like freestanding for CDs, so you can like see the front cover on display. I would have liked some of them for my wall, because I think this in particular, be it because of the vague military sort of Auschwitz looking presentation of this front cover, or just because it's a nice image, I can't be 100% sure, but it brings me back to that image of those sitting in the little like poster leaflet things and leafing through them. I'd like one of those for my wall, and if I had one, this would be going in it along with, you know, some other nice boys. Now, title is over here. You can see you got Russian Circles. You have guidance. Going to the side, we can see Russian Circles. I like the clarity of this. It's, you know, your eye is directed or guided, if you will, to the name very clearly. You know, there's a nice contrast. If this is sitting in a pile, you're going to be able to find it really quickly. Moving to the back, we got kind of a continuation of the image. This is something I've been curious about since I bought this, so I'm going to do a little test on it later on, but I believe if we were to open this out, which we will, we might see a connection between the two images. I hope we do, because that'll make things nice and exciting. So, I want to talk ambient tracks here for a second. You got loads of different names there. You got Azza, Voral, Mota, Afrika, all the good boys, right? And there you can see there the, what is that? Sergeant House, SH158. That's it is 2016, is it? It is, yeah. 2016. It's an old one, but it's a good one. It's, yeah, I was going to say about the fucking track names on this. Because there's no words, it can be kind of difficult to remember which ones are good and which ones are bad when it comes to this sort of stuff. It's kind of like if you're going through, say, Kevin MacLeod's musical library of wonderful free tracks that YouTube boys can use. It can be difficult to remember which ones are, you know, the ones that you want to use when they're kind of the ones that he's made. Whereas if you're talking, say, classical music, which is also famous for not having any, say, words or vocals to it for the most part, generally speaking, there's a kind of a tone implied by the name that you can draw off of. So, say Gustav Holst, for example. Now these guys ain't no Gustav, but Uh, they're good, but they're not Gustav. Uh, with Gustav, if he was making something like, say, Mars Bringer of War, you don't need to hear that it's called Mars Bringer of War to get the inclination. But if you're thinking to yourself, I want to listen to that one Gustav song that's really sort of heavy and hard and goes all out and kind of sounds like something from Star Wars, and I believe actually is in Star Wars a little bit, then you're going for Mars Bringer of War, and you can pick that out. Whereas Vorl, I'm not too sure. Maybe it means something to them, but upon further listening, maybe I'll come to understand it in a way that a normal man simply can't. Now, moment of truth time. I've prattled on for fucking long enough without opening this thing. I've got too much shit to go through to waste this much time. This will almost definitely be split into two videos because there's no way I'll be able to upload this much. Okay, so I say that, but this is real fucking disappointing, right? This is real fucking disappointing. Where's Marina gone? Okay, so Marina, you remember her, right? She makes a CD. It's got a cardboard sleeve to it, but you open it up. Whoop-de-doo, there she is. She's got a little booklet. You got your lyrics in there. Prime real estate, right? No, nothing wasted, nothing lost. What was sacrificed for structural integrity was gained back in actually, having what we're looking for inside of it. And as much as I hate to say it, I fear that the guys those lovely men over at Russian Circles have not been able to provide. And I'm just quickly checking if there's any way they could have possibly concealed any sort of an insert. Nope. It is... Okay. So, this is going to be a lot easier than I thought. Right. So here you got the inside. You got just some details recorded and mixed and all that sort of stuff. There's the actual Russian Circles themselves. You might think that this right here is them, that they're in some way in this image. I don't think they are. I don't think that they were ever in the Chinese army. But interesting observation, actually. I was talking earlier on about this guy being the army barber. You'll notice that there's two fellows standing together in their white coats, distinct from all the other fellows standing around, and I believe that's... okay, I look closer at that image. I probably shouldn't have. There's a lot of child soldiers there. Okay. Sweet. So, the reason I call it the two guys in the white coats is, I believe I know them. No, the fucking, Stations, the other album I was talking about. Its cover features two army chefs in their white coats, standing out quite nicely from the lineup. Almost like school pictures you can get. I've talked about as much as I can nearly about this. The inside image here is just more a glide shots of the army. If we take out the CD for a second, my disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined because I will say though, like that's a pretty image. The fact that it continues on. Speaking of, there's not really. I mean, like they're kind of heading towards each other, which I guess kind of makes it like they're being marched along. If you want to read into this, I guess you could, like this guy's being marched along, against his own will, I would imagine, because of the lack of a shirt, and the same could be said of the shirted fellows, if one wanted to say that. I don't really want to because they didn't give me an insert. That being said, when you think about it, based just solely off of what this is, what really could they have put into an insert booklet? Like, they couldn't have had lyric sheets, It was doomed from the start. Like, there's actually no lyrics to this, so there's no way that it could have won points. That being said, even if it was just a booklet of different military photos, I would have appreciated it. Presentation-wise, it's fine, but I'm going to say, if you like what these guys do, like I do, and you want to, support the artists, I'd say buy it in some form. I don't think the CD is really worth it, to be honest. I'd say just maybe download it and burn it to your own blank CD, and that way you can play it in the car or, on your stereo. For the sake of simplicity of editing and transferring these files to the computer, I might just do a quick cut. Oh, dearie me. I need some soda pop. Yeah, I'm going to do a quick cut and transfer over to the next CD. Oh boy. Right. So that was a roaring disappointment. Russian Circle's guidance, so far, not so good. But that's okay, because that was a CD I got for myself. The next few CDs are CDs that were got for me. Oh boy, because sometimes, especially towards the end of the year, people have this tendency to want to buy things for each other around Christmas time and birthdays and different stuff like that. And it can often be the case that when I say to people, "Oh, just give me a CD or something," uh, they'll fuck it up. Basically, they'll get me something real bad. This year I made sure that wasn't the case. I said straight up to the people that wanted to buy me things, I was like, yeah, I would specifically like this. Buy this for me and I'll be a happy young man. And I am a happy young man. I'll be an even happier young man when I actually open these right now and I'm able to listen to some of them. And without further ado, let me fucking, hang on. Is this it? Yeah, no, this is it. This is the one. Fantastic. There's no need to run and cry. It's a... It's Wonderful, Wonderful by the Killers. Now, these Killers, I've got another album from these killing folks, this Killing Floor, that I want to review. It's a second-hand one, so I don't have to worry about like cracking it open. But I don't also have enough to do a special. Not the case with the later CD, but for this one, I kind of just wanted to crack it open. The only other Beautiful. The only other Killers album. That's what I'm trying to say. That's not even a tongue twister. That's just me being a chattering retard. Yeah, the only other Killers album that I've listened to is I think it's Hot Fuss. It's called. It's the one with like the blue and the buildings. This one's also got blue, but it's not got buildings. It's got something else, which we'll get into as soon as I've opened it up. Before we do that, it's the Killers' Wonderful, Wonderful. It's the brand new studio album. It's not old rope, featuring The Man, Run 4 cover, and Some Kind of Love. I know 2 out of 3 of those, and that's pretty okay. We'll properly dive into what those are and why those are once I've cracked this open. It's reasonably easier with a solid case to drive forward with passion with your tiny knife because you know you're not going to like permanently scar it. Again, taking points away from guidance there. It's just, I mean, you know, setting the fucking standard for the rest of the video there, guys. Oh, cool. Is that? No, it is. Sorry, I thought that the sticker was stuck to the box inside, but no, it's stuck to the plastic. That's fine. So we get a nice clear image, and that's what we're looking for. That's plastic number 2. Okay. So, with that off, apologies, hard cut there, had to go and fix the camera properly because I fucked it up pretty fucking massively. Anyway, yes, this is the Killers. This is, well, it'll be difficult to tell from this cover, but this is the latest album. It's the new studio album from the Killers, and it's called Wonderful, Wonderful. Is it, in fact, as the name would suggest, good, or is it kind of shite? I can't tell you of the songs that I've heard from it. It's pretty fucking good. I mean, it's no Mr. Brightside. I mean, like, come on. There'll never be another Mr. Brightside ever again. But, no, in general, I would say that there's a lot of good songs in this album, but that's not what we're here for today. We're here for the quality content that is the CD cover. And as you can see, there's a bit of an image there. We're going to get into full detail of what that image might be, what it might suggest in a little while. Talking colour just alone, we've got this nice sort of blue, almost like a gradient background you can see there, and then we got the horizon line, a little bit of brown, and rising up from it, we got almost like an organ of some kind, like a. I wouldn't even dare guess what sort of an organ that hot beautiful clam being manhandled there could suggest. I don't even know. But hey, maybe that'll become more obvious as we dive into it. We're gonna take a look at the side here. Unlike guidance over there, this is a little bit less obvious. Though I will say, if it'll focus properly, it will. Wonderful, wonderful. I will say I do like the kind of black spine look with the white on it. The only thing I'd change is I'd make Wonderful, Wonderful a little bit more obvious. I get what they're doing. It's just maybe I'd use like a hyphen or a dash even to Emily Dash Dickinson separate this. Did I fucking no? Did I? Did I? No, that cut was old. I thought maybe I'd cut myself with a tiny knife, but no, no. If that'll make good fucking viewing. That'll make hot, fantastic viewing if that is in fact what I did. But no, I think that's an old cut. So yeah, we got Island Records. We got a little code there, and here are the killers themselves. Look at them there. God almighty. That really was the best photo. So, so far in this video, it's very hard to justify any of these CDs. I'm going to be totally fucking honest with you. God, they all look like such, for lack of a better term, like they're talented musicians. Don't get me wrong, but like this picture in particular just makes them look like amazingly soft shites, for lack of a better term. Oh, I don't know. It's that was apparently the best one they had. We got all the track lists here. First two tracks, you're hitting with the good stuff. You got Wonderful, Wonderful, the titular Wonderful, Wonderful right off the bat. You got The Man, and then you got some other ones that I'm not as aware of. Run for Cover is pretty good. Now that is I think that's is that a car they're in? It looks like the kind of a shell of a. It mightn't even be a car. I don't know. I'm guessing it's a car, but that might just be my that's just might be my mind filling in the blanks there. I don't know why lead singer man looks so fucking upset. It's pretty bad. I mean, it gets points for being that bad. I'm gonna say. I get some points as is. That's pretty wonderful, wonderful, let me tell you. So let's pop this bad boy open and see what the inside looks like. Looks like okay. An overflowing of emotions. It's like the Arabic young man that I am. I started at the right and I moved left. And I was like, oh, that's a really nice seat. Oh, oh, Jesus. It's pictured above 330 somethings who've just been introduced to the concept of a camera. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, Jesus, right. So, well, let's analyze this right off the bat. Are those really high trousers your man is wearing, or does he just have a very short torso? I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe that fella should just commit to baldness. You know, bald and beard can be a fine look. Yeah, this isn't good. That's just not good. I will say though, credit where credit is due. This CD itself, I really like that sort of Dulux matte grey look to it. If I can just safely get it out. Okay, well that's completely black, so that's not so bad. But yeah, that's really fantastic. I really do like that. I like that they committed with the transparent little middle piece for the spindle disc. I do like that. I think that's really quality. It's laughs all the way through. So far, so fucking brilliant for this. Like I'm liking this so far. Let me see if I can just safely, securely, because I don't want to hurt these boys. They've been hurt enough by life. And me fucking laughing at them. Now this is a thick. This is a THICC little booklet. There's a lot of shit going on here. So now we can take a more proper look at what's going on here. Get a nice glasses off, glasses on look at what's happening. Let me get my glasses real quick because I'm gonna have to maybe do some reading. Yeah, I don't know what they're trying to suggest here. I mean, I can throw in some suggestions, but I just really can't be sure. I will say it's a nice image, but yeah, it's strange. I will say though that this is one of those ones where I would like to have this image. I like this image. I'm going to save it for later. I'd like to have it on the songs. Like if I'm going through my mobile phone and I'm listening to the songs, I'd like to see this image because it'd be a good way of picking out. Oh yes, it's wonderful, wonderful. Here it is. There's the image for it. Well, not so much the case with guidance, but then again, guidance is just getting its ass handed to it at this stage. I, I deeply regret. Well, I don't deeply regret the songs are still good, but I do somewhat regret not getting the album I was thinking of getting that wasn't this, because that's I mean that's a special boy. Oh, it's the gift that keeps on fucking giving. Okay. Who's your favorite killer so far? My favorite killer so far is the man who went to a hot country in a longer sleeve t-shirt than he had for the photo shoot. He's my favorite. I like how he went to mime school and really applies those fucking... He really applies those talents. He really fucking applies those. The lead singer. The lead singer looks like he's been forcefully modded to have a different T pose. This is just like it's like his neutral source filmmaker pose. And as for this gentleman, well, I mean, can't say anything bad about him really. Like, look at those luscious locks, and you tell me that he's not a confident man. Anyway, piss taking aside, oh, no chance. No, the piss taking is the whole point. Yeah, but this is this is getting points for having the lyric sheets anyway. So that's winning me. Oh Jesus, oh boy, that's a lot of that's a lot of kids. See, it's irony, right? See, it's art because you see, there's kids, right, and they're in a car, right, and and those fellows are also in a car. But you see, the real art, if it could be called that, is that the kids are beside the man. You see, because they're boys, because they're young gossins. Yeah, they're wearing like those are some pretty sick driving goggles, I gotta say. But yeah, cute kids. You just like watching them, having fun. If anyone ever says to you that they like watching kids having fun, that's a fucking red flag right away. Don't continue to communicate with those people. Fucking it would be mean to use the word like Cro-Magnon in this situation. It would be very mean. I apologize. I will say of them that this is the least hilarious image. I think partially because your man closed up his coat, and the grayscale does lend them a certain degree of artesian merit, you might say. There's a real artesian CD. It's a handcrafted fucking insert booklet. I've done that, by the way. I have put together a CD insert for a Bert CD once. It's artesian crafted fucking compact discs. Burned them by herself. So yeah, this is more lyrics for Life to Come and Run for Cover. I will say the sort of combination of image and that nice matte dew looks great. As you can see, it's not the very same grey, but the shades of grey lends itself nicely to the little grayscale images that they got going on. Sadly, they're not all grayscale. As well, skipped ahead a little bit there. They're calling each other on the phone. See, this is not. And there's the thumbnail. Oh no, that's not the thumbnail. I'm not gonna fucking, or maybe it is. I don't know. You tell me. You live in the future, right? Yeah. So this is an interesting one. As is usually the tendency with these things, where they put a little bit of effort. And I will say, like, I'm laughing and I'm being sort of critical is not the right word, but I'm being taking somewhat of the piss with this whole thing. But I will say credit to them. They have actually tried with this whole insert booklet. A lot of people don't. A lot of people either go just meaningless images or they go just lyrics. These guys, they seem to have cared enough on like the photo shoot to actually try and get some nice images. And I will say, like, there's a certain artistry to these ones. I like it. I like the composition. They actually tried, and even though some of them can be somewhat comical, Uh, there's a joke there somewhere about fucking seashells, I'm sure of it. They did actually try, so credit to them. I do appreciate this level of effort. Now, you see, it comes full circle. It's narrative, you see. Haha. See, because now they're not goggles necessarily. They're kind of more like bandito masks. Your man has a fantastic, I will say, there are some fantastic coats on display in this little booklet. Um, Also, yeah, balding man's pattern baldness is somewhat drawn away from his pattern baldness and his sad eyes are somewhat drawn away by the mask. I'm pretty sure that was why old Dick Turpin got into the Highwayman game. Some Kind of Love doesn't have many lyrics to it. I'm sure that's a long song with lots of instruments to it to make up for that lack of words, or maybe they just repeat shit. It's very likely. Yeah. So far, I gotta say, I'm really impressed by this one. This is quality. And there's the kid again. There's the kid, and he's got the bandito mask. He's got the bandito burrito and man's coat. Is that lead singer's coat? Can we discover? Um, is it? It's if it's not, it's like it. Yeah, because there he's wearing like a leather coat, and then we go there, and I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. I don't. I'm gonna say no. It's definitely not the same coat, but it's the same idea. It's the same style of coat. It's the same idea, and that's how it all comes full circle. You got the you got the boys. You got boys to men is the evolution of this whole thing, and I like that. Like you don't have to give me a fucking a full making of documentary with these books. You don't have to give me fucking you know like full storylines. You don't have to go like a month's worth of EastEnders plot and these, but anything at all, like any sign of effort is really appreciated. And credit to these killers, these young men. They've really tried. They've really pushed the boat out with this one. I am impressed, and I'm happy to say that I own this CD so far. Unless the songs are shite, but either way, the box in and of itself stands on its merits. So these are just, these are just. I'm just going to see. I'm going to go in real close here with my own eyes, with my human eyes, and I'm going to see if there's any. Nope. It's literally all credit. That's fine. Sometimes they hide little I'd like to thank my family stuff in that section. I like reading that stuff, and it adds a personal touch to it. But yeah, that is the CD as it stands. That I will say. I mean, so far it wouldn't be difficult to be winning, but Wonderful Wonderful is, as the name suggests, a wonderful, wonderful CD, and wins over Russian Circle's guidance. We've got a third boy. It's going to be a fucking long one. This third Christmas CD, I'm going to do another cut for because I'd like to segment these a little bit. Well, we'll talk about it after the cut. Oh yeah. Delicious. Alrighty. So, CD number 3. We're back, and we've got just one last CD to go on this part, and then I got like 3 other ones to go through. So I'm gonna see if I continue to do them. If there's a change in the position of the family circle box, or not standing that a good month or two in the release schedule difference between this and the next 3 CDs, you can tell that I didn't do them all in one batch. That being said, we've got one more CD to do of recent history, and this is, in fact, much like Wonderful Wonderful, a very recent CD. It's a new CD, and it's one that I wanted to do a kind of a special on in a long time. I'm gonna crack it open on camera. It's as you can see there, it's called Freedom Child, and it's from a group of fellows called The Script. They are a band. They're not an individual, or in fact a piece of paper with writing on it. That's in here, and we're going to look at it. The Script, I have much to my shame, much like most of my CD collection, I have every album by the script, including this one. And this one is the only one that I haven't listened to. I'm going to see them in a little while, so I thought that it was pertinent and important that I do a review of the new CD and give it a quick listen before I actually listen to them live. Before I do it live, I want to have a quick look and see if they are at all respectable for the style of CD that they've put together. As you can see, it's security protected. Oh yeah, no, this is proper shit. Like, this was bought in a shop. Like, I didn't fucking, this wasn't bought in a fucking, like, off the back of a boot like most of my CDs are. Come on to fuck, like. So yeah, it is the brand new album featuring the single Rain. I don't know if Rain was released as a, in this age of Spotify and Netflix and virtual reality pornography, I don't think people actually release solid CDs anymore. Or if they do, I've certainly not seen them to any great extent. But we're going to crack this fucker open. We're going to crack this protective seal. And finally, after... Fuck, I got this it's starting November, so it's been a few months. But we're going back in history. Like, there's shit there from last Christmas. When we get to that, it's going to be real fucking fun. Yeah. So we're gonna. Oh Jesus. Oh, this really is a security seal. Hang on. Yeah, there's a better way of doing this. They don't want you doing it with a knife for some reason. I don't know. Oh yeah, of course. It's got a little fucking. It's got one of those like metal strip things they used to have on the HMV CDs that made it very difficult to rob them. If you wanted to, I'm not suggesting for 1 minute that you know yourself. But actually, that's did I fucking. Well, it's going to be torn anyway, so it doesn't really fucking matter. But there was a CD one time I saw. It was, I can't remember who it was by. I'll have to look this up after the fact. But there was some like new CD, and the cover for it was basically telling you to go and rob it. That to me seems like a poor business model, but I guess at the same time, like, if you encourage it or not, it's going to happen anyway, and then people will get home and they'll open up their illicit goods and they'll realise that it's a store copy, so it doesn't actually have the disc in it. And that's a pretty good prank in and of itself. Like, I'm always one for the funny jests and jokes, so I'm fine with that. Anyway, a lot of the things that I can say about this cover are more to do with a comparative, let's say, a fictional comparative analysis of this versus the other script albums, which I have, but unfortunately I can't bust out because this video is getting far too fucking long anyway. That being said, I do eventually plan to come back and do a full like breakdown of how this compares to the other ones, how they're different, but we're going to have a quick look here. I like the color composition on this. I do like the kind of, again, we're talking gradients here because it's going from like, dark down into sort of a illuminated, nice little sort of almost like a pink and red kind of a look to it. It's real nice. I'm gonna look with my real true eyes at it for a second to see if there's any like hidden shit that I'm missing, because I am quite far back from the CD when it's on the table. Yeah, I couldn't tell you what city this is in and of itself. Maybe it's not even real. Maybe it's a made-up fictional city that was made by men with computers. They can do that now. It's gas. But the main image and the thing that we need to draw attention to here is the silhouette. It's the figure with the neon wings. Now, what could that symbolize? Like, that's a level of symbolism that's. I mean, it's beyond me. It's like a field full of flowers, and then the flowers die. What does that mean? I don't fucking know, but it's super deep. I've been promised. So yeah, that is in and of itself quite nice. Quite eye-catching as well, the way that they've done it. So like the lights sort of come up and around, but there's none really that bleed over into the wing space, and they sort of stand as the separation line between the ground and the sky, which is sort of interrupted, sure, with other lights, much like the lights of his wings. It's pretty cool. It's pretty nice. I like that cover. It's it's a lot better than some of the other script covers. Let's put it like that and leave the rest for the full analysis. Yes. So, this isn't bad. Again, we got the black spine. I will say, on camera, that blue pops an awful lot more than it does IRL. The letters seem a little bit... Oh, no, do you know what it is? It's fucking... Oh, it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice consistency. Yeah, it's like style like a fucking neon sign. It's pretty nice. Kudos, I would say. Kudos for that one, lads. That was pretty good. I say lads. The thing about the script is that they're Irish, so like regardless of the fact that I'll never actually speak to any of them, there's a certain common ground there. Like you'd never speak to them, but you feel like if you did meet any of them in the street, you say, "What's the crack?" Like we're the same, you and I. Not really. So is that? Oh, that was really weird. Sorry, I thought that Silhouette Man had like a fucking cycloid eye there, but no, that's just the plastic off the CD. That's fine. Don't worry about that. That's meant to be like pure black. That's one thing the CD is missing out on. But yeah, we got the nice little neon wing, a little close up on the neon wing. It's you got to be careful, guys. It's got a fuck in it. Like that's does the is it? Oh, these guys, these guys don't have a fuck. Let me tell you, they couldn't give any fucks. No, but the old script teams have given a well, they've given a fuck. It's Sony Music. We got all the tracks here. No Man's an Island, Rain. That's the one they advertised on the front. Divide. Oh Jesus, Divided States of America. Is this going to be a really bad album? Is this going to be recent Gorillaz? Please, I really don't need the adult alternative Irish fucking pop band view of what Trump is like. I don't need that. I want you to do songs about fucking being sad. That's it's funny actually because I was going through all the track list of different script albums that I have on my phone, and it's kind of accepted that almost every album that they have is just sort of it's the CD version of a bad breakup, and while there's a certain credence to that, not an album goes by that doesn't have at least one I'm really upset and I'm homeless on the side of the road song. Song for song, well, there is always at least one on an album. They sing about some other shit as well, but the ones that get airtime are the ones that hit that universal. I'm really upset and I need to sing a song about it because that's the only way sort of stance that everybody gets at one point or another. I've been told you can rock the world, you can have mad love, deliverance. Pretty sure that was in that was in that film about Moses, right? That'd be pretty good actually. The script sings about Moses. Okay, I shouldn't have been shitting on when I opened it up. This is really nice, lads. This is really fucking good. I just want to write this so that we get the. I mean, it's a small thing, but it matters to me. That's really really nice. I'm gonna say that is a nice setup. It's nicer than. Is it? See, I'm hard pressed now because fucking young gobshites over there, the Killers, while they gave a nice like CD and the image like it gave funny points if nothing else. I really like the setup of this. I really like the consistency of the style. I don't know. I'm gonna say this is better off. If they have something under this, then this is definitely the better of the two. Okay, no, they don't. Well, I got a little bit. No, it doesn't count. It doesn't count. It only counts if there's something once you lift the CD out. That's the rule we're gonna stick to there. No, to be honest, I like so far, just on opening alone, this is winning out again. We got the winged man there, the winged man. But unlike on the cover, he's like scratched through like a monster. He's a monster. He's got demon wings. Oh, like the monster cans, like they got the like scratched through where it's just the aluminium beneath. This is doing the same kind of thing, and that's real nice. You got Freedom Child. You got the track list around the circumference, which is a nice addition. I think that's nice to have. You got like little song titles there. Just make sure. Yep, that's them. So that's pretty good. I like that a whole lot. When we're talking booklet, we got some faces. It's not just a photograph this time though. So they did put in some effort. So there's main bloke. He was on a program one time on the television with chairs and things spinning around. Then there's the other fella. I don't know what he does. that's a better picture of him than the other picture of him, which is on the other album, which we'll get to eventually. And then there's Bald Fellow, who I don't know if he does the drums or if he's like the fellow who comes in for the rap choruses. Oh yeah, this Irish adult alternative band has rap choruses. When I told you my tastes were trash, you didn't believe me, and then I showed you the truth. I showed you the way. And you had to pay for it ever since. So yeah, we got a nice little. I mean, I like this. This strikes me as just being nicer and a cooler kind of setup. More merit, I want to say, more artistic merit than just the. I'm sorry, Killers. Like you gave me so many good laughs, but like I like that image. I'm gonna say also, yeah, bald man has a beard on him now, which is good. It's a good look. Back to the front, there's the freedom child, one must assume, and within and without, we. Okay, right. Well now. So yeah, bottom right corner man, he found his angle and he's fucking sticking to it. No, hi, I don't care what photo we're taking. No, I'm facing the camera straight, all right? That's all I do. Yeah, bald fellow, like he's got his beard there. His ear is surprisingly shiny. I don't know why. Was he in the bath? Like, has he just gotten out of the bath? Like, because I was gonna say it's hard to wash your hair in the bath, but like that's not a problem for him. You know, maybe he's just really greasy. Like, just maybe that's the case. And there's Sad Fellow as well. He's the lead singer. He's a bit of a fucking he's the bangier man off him there, hasn't he? He was in fucking the Fight Club. I don't know what his name is. Your man who wasn't fucking the main fella in Fight Club, but not like the fella that. It's hard to fucking try and describe the fellas in Fight Club without fucking talking about Fight Club because they tell you not to do that. But yeah, the main fella out of Fight Club, bit like him. Maybe just from that angle though, who can be sure? Oh, Jesus Christ! Oh no! 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 You fucked it! No! You fucked it! You were going. You were going so fucking well as well. Oh god, no! As nice as that whole setup was, look at this. Look at the fucking. Yep, that's the lyrics. So I'm gonna subtract points for this. This is just a fucking atrocity. Like that's. I would have preferred if they hadn't had a lyric sheet rather than do this. This is just a fucking mess. Like that's. Oh yeah, cool. You can sing along. Yeah, fucking sure. Yeah. It's so no. Look, it's the whole fucking thing. It's fucking. I mean, like at least if you can say nothing else, at least they're more lyrically heavy than some of the stuff we've looked at today. But like, fucking no, this is a fucking cardinal sin. This is. Do you want to know the worst of it actually? And I just checked it there on my real eyes to make sure. When you're reading through, you would imagine that they would have at least had the decency to arrange them like song by song. So like set the typeface so that every page has like, a whole song on it fucking jammed together into this glorified TXT. But no, as you can see, there's a song here. It's it's just Divided States of America is the one I was talking about earlier. You can read some of the lyrics there if you don't want to listen to this music. But yeah, it's all about protests and shit like that. Load of old bollocks. Oh, they've degraded into a load of old bollocks. God damn it! As if to suggest it's not all bollocks from the start. I mean, like look at this. How can you? How can I show you this and try and sell you on this band? How can I sit here like I've got something to fucking say and tell you that this is a band that you should fucking listen to their songs for when they do shit like this? That's just but like a divided states of America, right? So they come to the end here, um, and you go on to the next page, and the top of it is the continuation of the song. So not only are you reading through all this shit, but you're reading it sideways and flicking through pages per like on a song by song basis. Though looking at it, I'm guessing they're probably running out by now, right? Yeah, they've officially fucking ran out. So it only happens on the one, but still, like lads, come on to fuck, like, come on to fuck, like. I have an awful feeling that he didn't sign off on this. I have a terrible feeling that these two agreed on the way that it should be put together, and this poor bastard, he didn't like it. He didn't like anything about it. He didn't want anything to do with it, but you know, he was outvoted. And that's the world. That's the democracy we're living in. But nice to see them fellas looking at the camera again. That's pretty good. Now they can't crawl back from that. Obviously, of these three CDs today, Wonderful Wonderful has won hands down because there's no way they can win. They've fucked themselves with this. They really have fucked themselves. They do have some thank yous, and I'm going to just briefly skim through them to see if there's any like. No, it's pretty much just all credits, like for finances and travel and photography. There's a small paragraph here about to our families, friends, and loved ones, to say we've been through a lot is an understatement. You are the reason for our existence, and our endless love is the fuel for our creative fires. Thank you for the bottom of our hearts. Oh, that's lovely. Their names are Glenn, Mark, and Danny. Great as they might be in making music, this is a fucking travesty. I'm not even joking. That's a holy show. It's the only word for that. I'm almost 100% sure, thinking back on it, and it was a while ago, so you can check back in the video if you're sure, but I'm pretty sure that My Chemical Romance did something like this, but not as fucking terrible. And that's saying something. To say that My Chemical Romance did anything better is a real statement on how poorly put together this whole thing was. Is this... Oh, so this is the straight up accredite, like this is the whole, this is the accredite right here. Different tracks and how they were put together and who did the timing. Yeah, so that's pretty much your whole credits. It's amazing, isn't it, when the credits are better fucking arranged than the lyrics to your goddamn songs, lads. What's this about? I need answers, and I'm not getting any. But no, in fairness now, and like I just have to be honest here, like CDs in and of themselves are kind of a dying art, and if you do shit like that to them, you're not really giving people any reason to not just like either download it digitally or pirate your shit, meaning that CD shops aren't getting as much fucking income. And I don't know the whole vinyl fucking revolution. Oh yeah, vinyl, it's so hip, it's so fun. If I ever do vinyl, shoot me, please. Ever. Genuinely. Because I think it's a load of shite. But I get that people are interested, and I get that for CD and just music shops in general, it's the vinyl and like the accoutrements associated with it that keeps them in business, and you know, new releases and stuff. So CDs are kind of falling the way of the cassette. I get that. Thing is, they do still have a place, and if you're gonna do shit like that, if you're gonna just fucking give me a print off of a TXT with all your lyrics on it, I can just do that. Like I don't even need Windows to do that, lads. I can do that with Linux. And if you can do it with Linux, that's a real fucking issue, let me tell you. Anyway, so of the three that we've done today, I think fucking damn it. I keep hitting the fucking camera. There's no better way. Well, I tell a lie. There are several better ways of doing this, but there's no better way that I'm going to do of doing this. Of the ones that we've done today, worst. There's no comparison here. Some of the imagery was good, but just some of it. Like once you get past surface level and you get into it, beyond the cover, it's really bad. Really quite poor show, lads. You've lost points. You're below guidance. Guidance doesn't even have fucking lyrics, but I would prefer to have a nice box, a nice cover, and no lyrics whatsoever than lyrics presented in the way that you did them. That's just bad crack, lads. Come on to fuck. So yeah, for as much shit as I've given it, guidance has come second in this. But King of the Ring, King of the Sting, it has to be. It couldn't but be these lovely killers. It has to be. It's got everything I'm looking for in the CD. It's got some nice photography. It gave me a good laugh. It's got a nice cover image that I would want to have on, any device that I end up playing this on. As a visual, aid and a visual association between it and the songs. It's got lyrics well presented, and I assume well written. I don't know. It'll be in the listening, won't it, to judge whether or not that's the... Yeah, sorry, another fucking hard cut. This is going to be great to edit. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, like I was saying, this is the order. Wonderful, Wonderful has Wonderful won the day. It's top of the pops. It's Tyran's top pick. And yeah, let this be a lesson to anyone who's putting together a CD sheet in the future. Be more wonderful and less freedom. That's... Ooh, I came out of it wrong. Don't follow that guidance, let me tell you. Hey, he tied it together in the end. That's, he tried. Anyway, I've been Tyran. This has been a long overdue catch up. I'm going to go burn some of these to a computer and then listen to them. See ya.